Okay. All right. I think I'm live. Yep, I'm live. Okay, so this is the final in our toilet training series of tips. So if you've started at the beginning and this is the one that you're watching now, that's great. Otherwise, you can actually go back and watch the recordings. So wherever you are watching this now, you should be able to go back to that channel or that feed, and the others should be there. So, toilet training tip number 6. This is all about the nighttime stuff. All the others have been more focused on what's going on during the day. And yeah, there's a lot more happening during the day. The puppy is moving around, their metabolism is firing up, and they're going more often. So, daytime is very busy. Nighttime is a little bit different. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do nighttime. And look, if you want to post a comment and tell me how have you had it explained to you what to do with a puppy at night, as far as making sure they don't go all over the house. So I'll tell you what my history is. So my history for puppy toilet training was you got the puppy, when it was bedtime, you would chuck their bed and some toys and a whole lot of newspaper in the laundry room, shut the door, and put your earplugs in. That's the old school for my culture. It is definitely not ideal. Some puppies will scream for half an hour and then they're good. Okay, that is your ideal situation in that scenario, but you can actually do a heck of a lot of emotional damage, and have permanent behavioural issues with that strategy for some puppies. So it's just not an ideal. Also, they are learning to go inside of your house. So let me just tell you what my ideal scenario is for this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to run you through what I would ideally like to see happen. Just glance at my notes to make sure I haven't missed out any things here. So, oh yes, I have. So look, puppies are not blank slates unless you've basically they've popped out of mum, and you've got a 1-year-old, well, a 1 week old puppy, and you take it right through that process of going through weaning and having it not have all of its time with its mum, and then not having it have all of its time with its siblings. So if you're a breeder, yeah, you've got a lot to work with. But if you're buying a puppy from somewhere, that puppy's got history. It's got all these things that have been going on. And what has been happening at night? Where has it learned to sleep? How has it learned to sleep? And what is that breeder? If you've got them from a really good breeder, that breeder's done a lot of work for you. So find out what they've done so that you can continue. So yeah, good breeders are fabulous. So what we're going to do is just run through what my ideal would be. There are many, many different ways of doing this. It's going to be something you've got to tailor for the breed and the purpose you want that dog to work for, and the individual. So just a tangent. If you bought a Maremma and you have a farm, don't do what I'm suggesting. This is not ideal for a livestock guardian. They should be in a nice snug barn, snuggling up with your goats. That's their nighttime thing for a working Maremma puppy. That's a livestock guardian becoming imprinted on its location and its family. But for a normal companion dog who's going to be in the house with you, or will eventually become a mostly outdoor dog, they have to start somewhere temperature controlled, and they have to have others close by. So here it is. If you're going to bring home a young puppy, usually it's around the 8 to 10 weeks old mark, these guys are babies. It is absolutely abnormal for a baby mammal, who is a social animal, to be sleeping all night alone. That is a terrifying prospect. So unless you've got a breeder who has worked them gradually up to this scenario, they will not be prepared for that. If they're just from some backyard breeder and they've been, they were running around and sleeping in a pile with their siblings the day before you got them, you're going to have really huge potential dramas there. So ideal, the puppies come home, they have already learnt to sleep nearby but not in a pile with their siblings. So there's always someone in the room, someone breathing. You can smell them. Sometimes you hear them moving around, but you've got your own little space and you've learnt to sleep there. So ideally, my breeder has already taught my puppy to sleep in a crate. And my puppy loves going in a crate. Don't just shove a puppy who's never been in one before into a crate and expect it to sleep there. If you're lucky, it'll work. So there's training involved. But ideally, they're already crate trained. And some breeders will actually send along their crate. So your puppy comes with their own bedroom. The crate is small enough that your puppy doesn't have one end to play in, one end to pee in. It's their bed. And most puppies, if they're raised properly, don't want to go where they are sleeping. So they will complain. So you're going to put this next to your bed. And this is what I did with my little guy. Obviously, life got in the way of it working as well as it should have done. But the puppies beside your bed, they can hear you breathing. They can smell you. If you've got the crate angled properly, they can peer at you. They can see you're there. You're a lump in the bed and you're moving around a little bit. If the puppy gets a little bit, what's going on? You can talk to the puppy and soothe them a little bit. If the puppy gets upset, you can get up, go and comfort the puppy, get them off to sleep again. And if they start doing that particular, oh no, I've got to pee in my bed noise, you're right there. And you can take them outside or wherever the spot is that they're going to be wanting to go later. You're never going to have them intentionally going to the toilet in your house, ever. So yeah, there are going to be accidents during the day, but at night, puppy whines, you take them outside. So you're going to have some sleepless nights. Now this is a pain in the backside. If you're somebody like me, I need my sleep. So you're going to be wrecked for a week or two because your puppy can't, at this young age, they can't go through the night for some of them. Some of them will. Some of the bigger puppies who've got bigger bodies, slightly slower metabolisms, slightly bigger bladders, particularly if the breeder's already started it for you, some of them will go through the night. Lucky you. So what you're going to have to do, though, for most puppies is you'll need to set your timer and you'll need to get up at a horrible early hour of the morning. Take your puppy out no matter what the weather if you're taking them outside. You're going to have to stand out there with them. Let them get distracted, let them explore, but keep them bored. You might have to keep them on a leash. When they have emptied out or when they have declined after 10 minutes, you go back to bed. You do the soothing thing. You get them to chew on something, put them back in their bedroom, and you go back to sleep until it's the next time. So that's the ideal scenario. What happens with that is your puppy never learns to pee in the house, and as they mature, which happens really fast, they won't need to go out in the middle of the night until later and later and later until they're going the whole night. And it happens really quickly. Once they get into that routine and they realise that we're not having play date at 4 a.m., we're not doing any of that stuff. We're just going to have a quiet little pee and then we go back to bed. They will catch on. So obviously life sometimes throws us a urinary infection and that puts a spanner in the works. So it'll take longer, but ideally you get through there and you're sleeping through the night. They're sleeping through the night pretty much from the beginning. So it is possible and it does work really well. And you end up with a puppy who doesn't have, actual physical brain damage due to massive amounts of separation distress. So that is a huge thing to be able to avoid first thing. So if you've got any questions about that, feel free to get in touch. I am open to talking about toilet training, as I've said before. I love to help problem solve and help people out. Even if you haven't got your puppy yet, if you want to set stuff up, give me a call. Happy to talk about it. So I am Mara from Dog Training Help. I am happy to have put together this toilet training tips series. Go and collect all 6 of them. So YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, they will be on. And feel free to subscribe. I will be putting out more content on these. So hopefully I will see you around the place. And I am glad that you've been able to find this recording, and I will see you around.